Welcome, everybody, to the next episode of the GreeneScene Podcast. It's going to be fun today. In fact, I don't know, I think your taste buds are going to get awakened during this one, for sure. Because I have with me a co-host, Dolly Throckmorton. I'm
Hello.
Shelly Brown.
Hello.
And also with us is the assistant editor of the GreeneScene magazine, Vicki Hughes, who's also the CFO for Direct Results. Hi, Vicki.
Hi.
And our special guest today, we are fortunate to have with us Troy Hellen, the owner and operator of What's Smokin BBQ truck.
Yes.
So, now I've teased about what we're going to talk about, but before we get into the food and the really serious business of a barbecue truck, Troy, I didn't even let you say hello.
Hello.
Anyway, I wanted to hear a little bit about who you are, where you came from, before we get into even how this started, what's your background?
Well, I'm Greene County raised. I was born and raised here in Greene County in Mapletown. Graduated high school, attended California University, decided to go into the military. So I went into the Air Force and got stationed in Wyoming.
Yeah.
And spent about 4 years there, and moved back and spent about 25 years in retail.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you for your service.
Yes.
My pleasure.
I'm always.
You're welcome.
I
Quite welcome.
love veterans. I love you all. And so retail, like just stores, retail stores or restaurants or what?
And when I got out of the military, I took a position with a shoe store. And I started as a key holder position and moved up in to a store manager, and then became a district manager with them. Traveled really around 7 or 8 states, and I took a district position in Rochester, New York, and moved us away from here to Rochester. And I had expanded the business. I think it was like 28 stores in 7 states.
So, wow, you were into.
Yeah.
That's great.
So before they split the districts, then we moved to Harrisburg. And I spent the rest of my time there. I think it was like 3 years there with them. And then I got out of retail for about 2 years and went into another profession. And then got back into retail in the bigger box area. I think it was with Gabriel Brothers. And,
oh, boy.
And then Gander Mountain. I ran Gander Mountain for a while, and they took me a couple different places. Middletown, New York, I managed a store there. And then came back to Washington as a store manager. And then finished out my career with Dick's Sporting Goods. And I was with them a short time before I went into the coal mine for Consol Energy.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay, wait. You had this great, successful history
Yes.
in retail.
Yes.
I mean, that's exciting and a lot of travel. And then you ended up in the coal mine.
They was hiring foreman trainees, and I came aboard as a foreman trainee and spent about 11 years there.
Wow. You've got a lot to credit your experience. My goodness.
And all roads led to where I'm at right now.
Well, that's obviously going to be the next question.
You look way too young to have put all this time into retail and the mine, to me.
He does.
Did you start at like 12?
Right out of college. I mean, it was right, you know.
Well, it's been good to you because you look great.
Thank you. Yeah, then the food truck came.
Yeah, all right. So how did that happen?
Well,
I mean,
I started in retail, smoking and experimenting with different things, smoking meats, and it just, it was a passion.
it was your hobby. You liked it.
It was a hobby.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's how the name kind of came about. It was a hobby. I had a couple smokers on the back deck, and one day, man, I was really cranking the smoke, and I don't know what we were smoking that day, but the smoke was cranking. I mean, and it looked like I had a fire going on down there. And my neighbor came out and said, "Hey, what's smoking?" And boom, it hit me, and I was like, "There it is.
There it is.
The perfect name."
About 2008, we registered the name publicly.
Okay. So was this when you were away from this area, or were you living here in this area?
2008, I would have been back here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And so we registered the name, and I thought one day we're going to do a food truck. And it's just a dream, you know, and it came to life in 2020.
Wow.
Wow.
During COVID.
Yes.
my.
But honestly, excellent timing because a lot of the restaurants were closed.
That's true.
And people had to grab food pickup. Look how many restaurants were doing pickup. So you kind of slithered in there for, unbeknownst to you probably when you started. You didn't know this was going to happen. I think would have been a very great opportunity.
That's very true.
No, I didn't. It really surprised me how fast it took off. And my wife got COVID and I got quarantined with her. And while we were sitting around, I was like, maybe this is the year we need to do this. And so we both decided, and we talked to our kids, and that July, I ordered the trailer. And then September, we picked it up in Nashville, and we got it all ready to go, inspected, and we opened up in late September, and we did 8 events that year.
Ooh, wow.
That's
I was still working with Consol at the time, and so I was getting calls after calls after calls. And I told my wife, I said, listen, I'm going to have to make a decision. And in January, we kind of started really thinking about what we were going to do. In April of that year, I talked to my superintendent of mine, and I said, listen, I'd like to go down part-time if I could. I didn't want to cut the string completely, but I wanted to, but my wife kind of didn't want. I'm the risk taker in the family, not her. And we talked about it. She said, listen, this is what we're going to do. And we went part-time in April, and we've really never looked back. I mean, it's she had a 15-year career with First Federal here in town, and she resigned her position 3 years ago, I believe.
What's your wife's name?
Lori.
Lori, okay.
Yes.
So Lori's the other half of this team.
She is. She is. And then I got another one, Jenna, my daughter. She's I guess we're a third. So
It's a family business.
It is a family business. Yeah, we're honored to say that. It is really, truly a family business. And we all work the truck, and so we got licensed in Morgantown in Monongalia County, and we were able to do housing neighborhoods because of COVID being shut down.
Oh, yeah.
We were able
go.
to set up, and it was all outside so people could eat and come to our trailer. And
That's incredible.
A lot of other food trucks did the same thing, and it really just exploded.
Right. Very innovative, I think. I've seen that even. I have a couple daughters in Charlotte, and I've seen that in neighborhoods. And they have a big sign right out in the entrance to their neighborhood. And, these are the days that the food trucks will be here. And, and a couple, I don't know how many come in. I haven't looked, but I think, how great.
That is
People
great.
can just eat right from their neighborhood.
Right there.
I think we did like 10 neighborhoods all.
That's awesome.
In total. And then it started trickling off as restrictions lifted. So we don't do anything. We haven't done anything in Morgantown for quite a while because we can't really escape Greene County.
The demand.
They have got their claws in us, and we just, we love it. I mean, and we're all about community. We love community, and so we do a lot in Carmichael's. We do a lot in Waynesburg and in Jefferson. Now we're expanding into West Greene, and we do a little bit in Washington County, but mostly right here in Greene County.
So what are some of the recent events you've done? People will say, "Oh, I remember him." What?
Yeah, we do. We just finished up yesterday. The farmers market was every Wednesday from May until October.
So you did that all.
We did that all summer.
Season,
This was our 4th year, I think we did.
Okay.
So we've been in business for 5 years. So 4 years we've done that. We do Wannabe Park No Cook Wednesdays. So we doubled.
What are they called?
No Cook Wednesdays.
Oh, No Cook Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So we've done that. We used to set up at RGB on Friday nights, so music nights up there, and a lot of different festivals. The Cover Bridge Festival in Carmichael's, we set there for that. We do a lot of corporate events. Different
company
corporate
picnic
events, company
thing.
picnics,
Yeah, right.
Golf outings. We cater. Our catering went from like 30% last year to about 35% this year.
Okay.
And so we do a lot of catering.
And so that's interesting. Is that for that would be like an individual who's having a graduation party or something? You would, and when you cater, you bring the truck or you just deliver food?
A little bit of both. We can customize it anyway, and we've done 500 people out of we've done about 350 out of our trailer, but we can do up to 500 people.
Wow.
We've done weddings, we've done cash bashes, we've done retirement parties, graduation parties.
Can you even do like relatively small groups, like 50 or?
I had a family reunion
groups
recently. We've done groups as low as 15.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, that is nice.
15 to 500. So we customize it. So it's not just like it's not cookie cutter. It's like, we talk, we put the menu out there, you guys pick what you want, and then we kind of
make it happen.
Here's our options, here's what we offer, and then we can supply it. And it's a worry-free, it really is. We just did a graduation party, a wedding rehearsal dinner. And
okay.
One of the comments from the client was, it was worry-free. Thank you for making it worry-free.
And that's always a high stress,
Yes.
wedding.
And I tell her right out,
Absolutely.
don't worry about it. We're going to show up. We're going to set it up for you. We really recommend, and my wife is big at that. She really wants to set it up and take, the guest out of it. We're going to do it, and it's worry-free.
That is great.
It really, really
All
is.
right, folks,
Yeah.
we're going to give you his number. Just hang on.
Yes. So, Troy, do you have any interesting stories from any of the events you've done? Any kind of funny things that happened, or maybe problems that you incurred that you ended up finding a quick solution for and everything turned out well? Because you seem like that type of guy. You're a problem-solving guy, and you're always going to find a way to make things work.
Well, we have two. My wife's going to kill me on this one, but
that makes it more interesting for us.
It's a funny. It's
a great
funny.
intro.
Yes.
It's hilarious. We were set up at. It was kind of like, I think, the first or second time that my wife was in the trailer with us full time after she had quit her full-time job, and she had set. We do a can of nacho cheese basically, and it looks like yellow paint, like on a road paint.
Yeah.
And so she set it up on top of the warmer, and we pulled out of the venue, and we heard a thud. But I didn't think. I thought maybe something in the bed of the truck was rattling around or whatever. We got home. I opened up the trailer, and it looked like PennDOT had just been inside of our trailer painting the floor. The paint hit the floor, splattered, and then rolled around in there.
Rolled around, made tracks.
We have a black floor, so it really was obvious. It was so funny and hilarious, and I took a great picture of it, and I remind her of it, from time to time when we're wanting a good laugh, But that was one item, and then we had a problem. We was at an event, and our warmer unit just quit, and so we have a smoker on the back of our trailer, and thank goodness we could operate it. We could take all of our product out of our warmer, throw it on the smoker, have a nice, basically made it makeshift warmer out of it, and we continued to, feed the teachers out there at West Greene. So that's where it happened. So yeah, that's
Yes. Well, I'm sure it is.
Oh, it's good. Things go wrong. Yeah.
A lot of things. I mean, when you own a food truck, you're an electrician, you're a plumber. Your
driver,
maintenance, you're the driver,
yes.
you're
Mechanic.
a cook, mechanic, wherever. You
Right.
have to, and sometimes you have to shift gears, and put on a different hat, Sometimes our generator goes down and we have to, get the gloves on and the tools and get to work. So
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, you can see you're having to be a jack of all trades in that
can see
business
that.
for sure,
Yeah.
for
Yes.
sure. Now, as far as the smoking of your product, a little bit before we got started here, you mentioned I was up at 3 a.m. and people
I
probably
thought he was
think,
gonna tell us he was starting the smoker.
Yes, that's what I wondered. I mean, how is that when you have something coming up? How early do you have to get started? How long do you have to process? Like I know nothing about smoking meat, so I would love to know.
Well, briskets take about 16 hours.
Oh, wow. So a long time.
13 to 16 hours, and it depends on the pit master, but ours takes generally about 16 hours. So we usually start those the day before and rest them throughout the night before the event. That's when our briskets are normally done. So pork takes about 9 to 10 hours, so we'll start that somewhere in the middle there when that needs to be done. Mainly what we do in the morning, the early morning hours, like it depends on what time. For farmers markets, my day usually started about 2:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Because we needed to do chicken and burgers and then prep the sides. So we do chicken and burgers in the mornings at usually 3 a.m. So first thing I'll do is fire up the smoker and get everything rolling. The briskets are resting, the pork butts resting. And then we'll do burgers and chicken, and then meanwhile we're prepping the sides, making our coleslaw dressings and any barbecue sauces if we have to make those. So it's a pretty lengthy project.
Yes. I mean, it sounds like it. And I think a lot of people probably wouldn't realize that how much prep work goes in ahead of time because you're in a relatively small space
Yeah.
once you get to your event. So you need to have everything,
Sure.
finished up. You mentioned your barbecue sauces. So do you make all of those homemade?
We do.
Okay.
We make our rubs and our barbecue sauces fresh and homemade from our recipes. And those are the things that I developed over the last 12 or 14 years planning on this time. So everything was in place, in 2008 to get
to
get to here.
So do you feel like your sauces, the ones, different ones you use, are as good as they're there? You've got it. This is the recipe. I'm not going to change it.
Well, our customers think so, I think.
Oh, good.
We can ask them, but they, I believe they really like. I mean, we get really applauded for our apple butter barbecue sauce, our original. We call it original, but it's really Smokin barbecue sauce, and that's the name of it. But
yeah.
We call it the original because that was the first one we ever made.
Oh, okay.
And it went through a lot of testing. We really tweaked it along the way, and
apple butter sounds good.
It
the
does
apple
sound
butter
really
barbecue
Yeah.
is good. We make an Alabama white sauce.
A white sauce.
It is a white sauce. Yeah, it's a mayo base with horseradish mustard.
Okay.
So a little spicy, little kick to it.
Little bit. It's not real spicy, kind of tangy, I guess.
Yes, yes.
right.
But I
it's,
think on the brisket, I don't know. My mother was from New York State. You probably, you spent a lot of time in New York State. They used to serve something called beef on weck.
Yeah.
And it was like a roast beef sandwich, but a really harder roll. Yeah. But she always made this sort of mayonnaise and horseradish and something else to
Almost
put
like
on
a
that
tartar
roast beef.
sauce kind of,
yes,
yeah.
but it was like a horseradish, like kind of what you're talking about. It's delicious.
We have a new sandwich called the brisket Philly that we do, and we made a sauce for it as well, and it's a horseradish sauce. And we can't call it the famous sauce that Arby's uses as horsey sauce, but it's also called tiger sauce. So we make it and call it tiger sauce. And tiger sauce was originated at the shore. It was called Baltimore tiger sauce, and it's a horseradish mayo.
I would love
creamy.
It. I would love
Sounds
it.
Sounds delicious.
Changed the recipe a little bit from their original recipe. I added a lot more horseradish.
I'd love it.
Some other cream.
I would too.
And we use it on our brisket Philly, and it's on the side because a lot of people don't like horseradish, or they don't know if they like it. So we put it on the side for them, and they can put as much on it as they want. And we use that for that. And that's a newer sauce that we use. It's not barbecue, just a tiger sauce, so we call it.
So I'm going to be bold here and say, is there any chance in the future, perhaps, that people might be able to purchase some sauce?
Yep, we're getting there.
All right.
It was just great question. I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah, we had the labels made.
Oh, cool.
Direct Results made our labels
Nice.
and designed them, and they did a fantastic job. I can't wait for everybody to see them. We're working with a couple bottlers right now to bottle and get it 100% legal.
Right.
The state of Pennsylvania has strict regulations, and they need to. It has to be safe, and we're working with a couple bottlers to bottle them. But in the meantime, we're going to bottle some that we can hand them out over our counter and sell them. So we're gonna work on that and get
kind
that.
of test the market. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you're with the hopes of getting that into some retail spaces too, like
Once we get the bottler and we get everything tested 100%.
yes. That's the future
goal.
plan.
That's the future plan. Yeah.
Nice.
Then we can get them over the shelf. We can get them in a store. Or, my goal is Amazon maybe or something down the road. But I'd like to start out local and get it into
Absolutely.
some local stores here.
Absolutely.
That makes us famous.
Well, and not only that,
we like that.
It does. And
Yes.
and not only that, it just we like to be with the small businesses. We really support small business, and we want to keep it small. And people recognize us around here too. It's not like, if they walk into Giant Eagle, they're going to see our sauce, hopefully.
Yeah.
And, something local, I don't want to just keep it. I don't want to go nationwide right away, but I'd like to keep it local and see how it goes.
Yeah, that suits me.
But I want
Me too.
to keep a legacy going for our grandchildren. I mean, that's the goal. That little business part is going to be for my granddaughters. And
Okay.
Right now, just 2 granddaughters, but that's going to be for them.
Wonderful.
That's good. I love it when people think that way.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
yes.
that's what it is all about.
Absolutely. This episode of the GreeneScene Podcast is brought to you by Gypsy Rambler in downtown Waynesburg, located at 44 West High Street. Gypsy Rambler brings you comfy accessories, crystal jewelry, candles, crystals, funky finds, and more. Show your Greene County pride with our branded mugs, koozies, hats, and t-shirts. Recently, Gypsy Rambler added permanent jewelry, no soldering required. So stop in and present the word Gypsy at checkout with your purchase for 10% off and a free book and bookmark. That's Gypsy at checkout to grab your discount and freebies. Gypsy Rambler at 44 West High Street, where mindfulness, comfort, and bringing the outdoors in all collide.
So I'm curious, Troy, about, and you and I have talked about this before, but the new things that you add to the menu, how does all of that come about? I think you mentioned that your wife might have had some ideas or some things that you tried and just kind of inspired some changes or some new additions. So can you just kind of explain that a little bit?
Yeah. Well, everybody in our family has a little bit of influence. My son, although he's not involved in the business physically, he is. He helps work behind the scenes. Him and his wife, they help with our catering menus and our catering spreadsheets and things like that. Our daughter works with us in the trailer, and my son-in-law, her husband, works with us in the trailer, and then my wife, obviously, and now our granddaughter is there as a ambassador. I think she waves at people and tells everybody hi and bye. But we all influence. You know, my son has influenced what we call the Rocky Mountain Burger. Mm-hmm. He came up with the recipe from the bacon jam, and we kind of put the toppings together and did that. And then our daughter and her husband, I think all three of us created the grilled cheese. Mm-hmm. And that was one day we did a brisket grilled cheese and a pork grilled cheese. And we did that at the farmer's market while we were slow. And we said, let's try this. And we put some toppings on it, and voila, the grilled cheese. And my daughter took a picture of both of them, put them on Facebook, and I think we sold like 8 of each, like within the next 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And, it was
I believe
amazing.
it. Mm-hmm.
So it has just progressed. We tried different breads, and I think we finally hit it. For the brisket sandwich and the brisket grilled cheese, I think we finally made it. The burgers, we all have had a part in that. My wife is continuously looking for new things to add, and we do a smoked spud.
A baked
Baked
potato.
potato. And it's
Yes.
loaded up with pork and mac and cheese and toppings. I mean, it's just galore. It's so heavy, and we thought we could have it more often, but sometimes we don't sell them all. You know what I mean? So we thought, well, what can we use them for? So we repurposed them into a smoked potato salad. And so my wife developed a smoked potato salad. So now we have a potato salad. And it's not on the menu all the time. It just depends on how many potatoes we have left over. And yesterday we sold them all, so we didn't have anything left over to do.
No potato
small
salad
batch
tomorrow.
of potato
That's
salad.
right.
So we don't have no potato
You won't be
salad.
finding that tomorrow.
But, my wife, I told her that she needed to find a great mac and cheese recipe. And she studied and looked online and looked at YouTube and all kinds of different places and developed the mac and cheese recipe. And, it come out just fabulous. And she makes it fresh every outing. And it's like the first thing to sell out of. So it's so good.
So she did good on that.
Yes,
She did good.
We
Yeah.
love our
Way to go, Lori.
That's right. We love our mac and cheese here. That's for sure.
Oh, boy.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. I mean, it's wonderful to hear because, you're a small business. You can't be wasting product. I guess the beauty of the food truck a lot of the times is you don't have the overhead of a space.
Yes.
But you have, like you said, you don't sell out your potatoes. What do you do with them? Throw them away.
Right.
Unless you come up with an alternative. So I'm
That's
impressed
good.
by
Yeah, that's
that.
good.
Like, hey, we can do something with these. And that's awesome.
Yep. So we try to repurpose everything unless we sell out, and we sell out a lot more than
You don't.
we don't.
Yeah.
And that's the goal.
But that's good.
That's
That's
great.
great.
That's
That's what
good.
you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Absolutely.
created something or thought you wanted to create something, then you said no?
Yeah, we did. We was going to do pork tacos.
Pork tacos.
Yeah,
okay.
and we talked to our son, and he has a good recipe for pork taco, and we kind of talked to him, and it just kind of tasted like our pulled pork sandwich, and so we just said, nah,
We don't need
we're
it.
not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So,
But you got to experiment.
'Cause it sounds like
you
it'd
got to
be
be open-minded.
delicious.
Well, we
right,
have a pork and
right.
chicken quesadilla,
Oh, there
Right,
you go.
yeah, right.
So you-
so that's kind of
yeah.
did it, but we didn't, we didn't do a pork taco for the reason that it just didn't like wow us. Something, it has to be big. 'Cause if you all eaten from our trailer, we have a big burger, we have a big grilled cheese, our big serving of our pulled pork mac and cheese, our nachos. I mean, they're huge.
They're
our
huge.
potato, I mean, with all the toppings on it, weighs probably more than a pound, I would say. It has to hit that criteria.
Right.
It has to be good. It has to wow us
There you go.
before
Yeah.
it gets to the menu. And
All
so
right.
if it doesn't, it don't make the menu.
Oh, that's cool. What do you got
Yeah.
coming up? Where are you going to be?
Well, we're talking about First Fridays. It's coming up.
Oh, that's right. Everybody's,
yeah.
Yes.
That's gonna be a
First
big
Friday
deal.
in December. Yep.
We have, I'm trying to think of my schedule. We have a lot of catering
Okay, yeah.
coming up here. We've been working like tonight. We got an event out at West Greene, the volleyball. Jefferson Morgan's playing West Greene in the volleyball. So we're going to be out there set up 3 to 7
Right.
tonight.
What a
Good.
great idea for the sporting events.
I never thought about that.
I
Yeah.
never did either.
Of
That's
course, by the
great.
time this airs, it'll be over.
Well, yeah, but that is a good idea.
So maybe looking in November, you have things coming up in November that are open to the
Yeah,
public.
we have a Waynesburg open house. On the 29th, I believe.
Right, the Small Business
Oh,
Saturday,
that
holiday
Saturday.
downtown open house. So you'll be in
We'll be
Waynesburg
downtown
for that.
Waynesburg for that.
Perfect.
Mark your calendars, folks.
We have
Yes.
a trunk or treat coming up in the end of this month, I believe, in Wannabe Park.
Okay. Nice. That's good.
So we got that coming up. We're probably going to get back to RGB now that the farmers market's open. We might do some lunches up there.
Yeah.
I got to get that confirmed, but you can look for us there, and you can always find our schedule on our website. If you go, there's a link under there called Find Us, and it takes you to a place called Street Food Finder. And I have our schedule. We're already booking for next year, so I'm putting our schedule in there for next year. So we have all that going on.
What is that website?
It's our website is whatsmokinbbarbecue.com.
Well, that couldn't get any easier.
No, couldn't get any
Nope.
easier.
And you go to Find Us, and you'll go right to our
Your schedule.
right to our schedule. Yep. You can order online when we're out in events. We can order right from that website or right online. So
That's great.
deal.
we have that.
So I'm sure, your retail experience certainly helped out with this business as well, and especially as you're embarking on bottling your sauces.
Yes.
That's really
Yeah,
going to come
yeah,
in handy. And might we hear some more from you in the future about some things you've learned operating a food truck? Is that something we might be looking
Yeah, I'm
forward?
working on some stuff.
Working
so
on
Okay,
some
yeah.
stuff.
We'll see how it goes, but
So
yeah.
what I'm getting here though is that nothing ever stops. He's
Right,
growing. He's
absolutely.
growing. Goals for the future. Goals for the family. Goals for the business. That's beautiful. So what's Smokin BBQ is going to be around.
Right, right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And around
Exactly.
everywhere.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm excited.
I'm always learning, and we always have a lot of things. I have a lot of things on my plate and a lot of things that I want to take it to. And I got a great team. I get a lot of feedback from them. We got a lot of great customers.
Yeah.
They voted us for some awards this year and last year, and we are very grateful for our customers. So
So it's-
they're the true gauge on how we're doing.
That's right.
Absolutely,
They're
yes.
they're the source of your success.
Right.
We have a lot of loyalty people, and we're appreciative of that. So
That's great.
yeah.
Good to hear it. Well, it sure has been fun talking to you, Troy, and listening to your story and looking forward to what the future's going to bring. I really want to thank you for joining us on the GreeneScene Podcast today.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll look forward to it. And I invite the listeners to go out there and find him. Find him on you know his website, whatsmokinbbarbecue.com. You can find him there. You can book him for your own events or look forward to some of the public events coming up soon here in town. As a matter of fact, there's an article also in the GreeneScene magazine.
Right.
And that's coming out. It's in the Veterans issue, which is coming up soon here. End of October, early November, you'll have your GreeneScene. Look for it in there. Look for all the wonderful stories about our veterans, too, that we love and really praise here in Greene County and elsewhere. So I thank the listeners for tuning in. Thank you, Dolly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vicki.
Thank you, Shelly.
It's been a great time. Folks, be sure to tune in to the next GreeneScene Podcast.